Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Satoshi Shawn and you are at the Cryptopolitan, your one-stop shop for all news when it comes to cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. There's a lot of news to go over today, a lot of things. I probably end up doing 2 reports today. But before I do, I want to thank everyone for the subscriptions. Thanks for coming by. It really means a lot to us. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. We get out videos every day, at least one a day, and also a weekend report. No matter what, please crush that like button. It really helps us out. There's a few things I wanted to go over, but over here, Satoshi Shawn, I have a regular personal YouTube channel, and I interviewed John McAfee, McAfee. I interviewed John McAfee. Again, I have an interview with him a couple weeks or months ago, but I wanted to just because I think a lot of things about his life are newsworthy. One, he's running for president, of course, and really wanted to further crypto. In the interview, I make the point that I don't think that's that important anymore, because Facebook coin has really pushed that adoption, which he really wanted to use a stage for. I think it's really important for him to push the other aspects of cryptocurrency, like private and the fact that you own your own money, all those things. Not so much adoption, but the difference now is what's really important to, I think, put out there. But he was on the run already, running for president, and he was in the Bahamas because he was wanted for tax evasion. But he got notified by Anonymous that the U.S. government was working with the Bahamas government, and they were adding charges that they could extradite him from the Bahamas for murder, racketeering, and I think money laundering. He went over it in the interview, but he got notified of that, so he left and they fled to Cuba. So he's in Cuba. There's terrible Wi-Fi there, terrible internet service because it's Cuba. But so the audio is not great. But I wanted to put a clip in from it because one of the things I thought was very odd is that he's running for president. He has several campaign managers all over the world because he wants to raise international awareness, because he's not going to get much, U.S. press without that pushing it. So it is kind of a smart idea. But all of his campaign managers became sick, most of them with odd sicknesses that they're not able to figure out what's exactly going on. My friend Keith Waring has a YouTube channel, is a great YouTuber. He went on a blockchain cruise, and McAfee was supposed to be one of the keynote speakers, and he was sending someone to give the speech so he wouldn't get arrested, or but the person that he sent just didn't show up. He disappeared, but he literally disappeared, and then woke up 10 days later from a coma, remembering nothing. I thought those things were odd, so I did ask him about that. I'll just show the clip on it. Still running for president, but I'll just run that real quick, and then we'll go into the rest of the news. Hang on one sec. And once again, I apologize for the audio and the lag on his part but it's Cuba, so it was hard to get a solid Wi-Fi connection. We actually worked on getting the interview done for 2 days. You gave the keynote speech on the blockchain cruise. A friend of mine, Keith Waring, went there. He was looking forward to seeing you, but you had to Skype in. But one of the weird things is the person that you had sent to give the speech for you there, they disappeared before they could get on the boat.
Yeah, well, actually, it was Jay Pizzle, and he was excited to go. We spoke to him the night before. He was excited. That's the last anyone had heard from him for 2 weeks. He woke up 10 days later in the hospital, remembering nothing, having been in a coma for 10 days. It's a very strange affair. Now, at the same time that Jay got sick, my head of security, well, actually 2 days before he got sick, my head of security got sick and had to be in the hospital overnight. And all 6 of my international campaign managers are in the hospital. Well, they're out now, with the exception of my German campaign manager, Patrick Labousse, who was in for 2 weeks and still will be in for 2 weeks more with a strange malady that they cannot diagnose. Now, this to me is just too much coincidence. I'm sorry. I know that the CIA and the U.S. Government covert agencies have all kinds of things that can, put people in the hospital. But anyway, I'm not pointing fingers, and maybe it is coincidence.
Well, statistically, it's very weird that every single one of your campaign managers in completely different locations around the world are all hospitalized at the same time. That's statistically odd. So that is odd. But I just wanted to put in that little clip from the interview. You can head over to my page and watch the full interview. All right. Next, now in that vein, another thing that we discussed and he's really up in arms about is the fact that all these exchanges now are being kind of strong armed to give users information. That's one of the reasons why Binance and Hit BTC and others are not allowing U.S. investors or kicking us off. By the way, Hit BTC, you still haven't told me how I can get my crypto off the exchange that's there. I've emailed you. But they are not really famous for their great customer service over there at Hit BTC. But he was talking about how it's a very big, it's a travesty. It's pushing crypto in the wrong direction. The government's trying to take over. And then we had this story over in the Cryptopolitan about which I didn't even know this thing existed. It's kind of like an Interpol, I guess, of regulatory agencies. The FATF, the FATF, the financial watchdog, the Financial Action Task Force, a united regulatory entity representing a range of countries from America to China. So this is weird. This is a regulatory agency that encompasses all these countries, some of which don't even like each other, but they're still on board for this regulatory agency. They put out a warning over the current condition of the crypto market and instructed nations to expand their regulatory vision in the digital currency market. This comes shortly on the heels of the announcement of the organization recently made regarding the same. So they're pushing for an expansion of basically intrusion into the crypto market. Once again, I really think Facebook Coin is pushing all this at least 5 years ahead. I think all this stuff was coming, but I think the crypto market, like our crypto sphere, would have been stronger and much more resilient and able to combat it. With Facebook, and maybe that was part of the plan, with it being launched, everything is just accelerated to this weird rate. Right, I don't think that we were ready to defend or to fight this kind of regulatory intrusion just yet. And it's scary. The FATF said that under its current vision, nations would be obliged to record crypto-focused organizations and also monitor their transactions. Along with this, the agency also envisions a more expansive level of background checks that could require divulging customers' private information and their suspicious transactions. So I've said this since Facebook Coin was since the big huge FOMO basically into it by corporations and everything, just throwing tens of millions of dollars at Facebook to get involved with it. Privacy coins are going to be the winners. I don't care whether it's Zen, whether it's Verge, whether it's of course going to be Monero and Dash, but any privacy focused crypto, they're the only ones that really show anything different when it comes to peer-to-peer financial transactions, to paying for stuff, all that may be meant to pay because of the Islamic compliant and in that area, but that's even going to be kind of a niche um, when it comes to the market. I think privacy coins are going to be the definitely the knights on the white horse, defending what we all are in this for, and stand for. Um, but it's kind of scary what they're moving for. But some good news, Dai is integrating with the MyEther wallet or the MEW to expand avenues for users. This is a really big deal. MyEther wallet, it's one of the oldest, easiest wallets to use. Um, Probably everyone has one. It's free, secure, it's a great wallet. So, according to the latest report, MyEther Wallet has integrated MakerDAO and its users to now enable and monitor, create, and here's the big one, trade and redeem their stablecoin DAI for the underlying ETH without even having to leave the interface of the wallet. So, the reason this is so huge, you don't no longer have to, if you're trading or you just want to not buy the dip. If you want to miss out on the dip and you want to stabilize and move into a like tether up, you don't have to send your Ethereum to an exchange or even to Coinbase, and create that taxable event and show that. Um, so if you want to put your money into a stablecoin, you can do so in your own wallet, just right there in the MyEther wallet. No transaction fees, no sending it back and forth, no nothing. And then once you're ready to come back out, you can convert it right back into your ETH. I think that's really really cool. What else? This also some cool news. The global credit card market is going to reach $62 billion in 2024, but the crypto market was 795 billion back in 2017, or in the 8th of January before the crash. So just to show how much the market can take over, what we can do. It's really cool story. You should head over and check it out. Um, and back on Facebook, Libra, uh, still Brad Garlinghouse is just toting that Libra's not going to interfere with Ripple at all. That's what the story kind of goes over, but it's a lot of Brad Garlinghouse kind of propping it up, saying don't worry, don't worry. Everything's fine. Um, which I don't think Facebook coin is going to kill Ripple. Only because of everything, like I said, that everyone has hated about Ripple. The devil of Ripple, the fact that it's been in bed with the banks, that it's the darling of CNBC and the financial community. It's their golden boy. All those bad things are the things that are going to keep it afloat when Facebook moves in. But one of the scary things here is this line right here, Libra banks. The fact that that's a thing, Libra banks are aiming to be like PayPal, as far as like payment solutions. While on the other hand, MoneyGram has also come into the race to adopt the XRapid system, which is worth about $50 million. So there is a little bit of a push and pull, a battle between these two. Like I said, I don't think that XRP is going to die, uh, but it's in for a fight. I don't think that it's going to be. I don't think it's going to take over the way it could have. Like everyone was hoping for these, giant numbers. Um, but I don't think that Facebook coin is going to kill Ripple. Right now, lastly, if you're in the United States, this is not cool. Definitely not happy reading this story. The IRS calling out crypto tax evaders, with a list and that it has done. Um, Man, look, really, since Facebook when came out, the regulation and the governments are just moving in. According to different media reports, American nationals, that's us, um, that have been unsuccessful in reporting their crypto remunerations. I use that word all the time, and I thought I was like the only person. From trades or having underreported these revenues need to worry now, since the IRS is onto them. These taxpayers can anticipate obtaining legal warning soon, as the IRS has activated its file trying to recognize these personalities. Moreover, the IRS is initiating an audit against crypto possessions held or holding taxpayers. The IRS Commissioner for Small Business and Self-Employed Division, Mary Beth Murphy, that's Irish as heck, has revealed that the IRS investigation teams are currently aiming at crypto owning taxpayers. So not the big traders, but crypto owning taxpayers. So the fight is started. You know, like Gandhi always said, and I've always, I think it's like one of the pinned pictures on my Twitter. You know, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. I knew the fight was coming. I didn't think it was going to be for quite a while. You know, when it comes to adoption and people knowing about crypto and all that, we're so far at the bottom, it's ridiculous. And we don't even realize it because we're involved in it, how minute and minuscule we are, to where we really needed to build up and become stronger before all this fight. It does have me, you know, worried. Uh, Only because I don't think. I mean, we're gonna win, of course, like the saying goes. Then you win. But I think it's gonna take a lot more time, um, and we're in for a fight. It's not going to be as easy as it should have been, um, because our plans were being messed up. But she stated that the small industry entrepreneurial division is synchronizing with the dominating and global business division. Jesus. To carry out on these assessments. Um, so yeah, the IRS is coming for the U.S., Brazil, coming for tax evaders. I did a report on that the other day. Um, so that regulation is coming, but more in the form of a tax on privacy, a tax on your freedom, and taxation. What a surprise that the governments are going that route first before they go with other regulation like through the SEC and well-defined guidelines for startups. That's about it for now. You guys take care. It was good hanging out with you. Please crush that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I'm Satoshi Sean, and I'll see you in the next video.